In the last few weeks, Netflix has done it again, hasn't it? It has created something that is so big, or it's found something so huge that everyone's talking about it, to the point with the thing that I'm talking about right now. There's been police signs over here in the UK with X's and all this shit in the background here on street signs. People seem to think it's part of this TV show, and they're all going weird about it. There's currency apparently that's been rejected because of it. The news is everywhere about this TV show. Of course, I am talking about the phenomena that has happened in the last few weeks, Squid Game on Netflix. Now, probably like most people, I have actually seen all of Squid Game, and I just thought I'd give a quick review before we start on the main event, the pièce de résistance, the main meal itself, the big turkey dinner. I thought it was okay. I've watched all of it. I didn't think it was the most revolutionary thing in the world. It's not something that's particularly new. The story isn't gonna change anything anytime soon. I don't think it's a revelation. I would say that people have hyped it beyond belief, but then again, we're in 2021. It's what people do nowadays. Remember when in 2016 you couldn't see one girl out not wearing a Harley Quinn Halloween costume? Everyone was doing it. It's the same thing. Famously, all of the green jumpsuits with white plimsolls have all sold out on Amazon. It's a huge thing. I don't think it's that. I think that if you want to watch something with the same sort of premise, just watch The Hunger Games or something, which was more dystopian and better at it, I believe, and obviously released around 10 years before. So just watch that. I've watched it, I won't watch it again. It's that simple. Anyway, I've gone back to analog mode today because I had to print these off. I was so excited. So I'm going to do a feature that I do every so often here. I'm going to go through, hang on, 5 of my favourite 1-star reviews I found on IMDB for the Netflix phenomena Squid Game. Let's do it. I really enjoy this feature, so yeah. Here's my 5 in no order. I haven't got, one being the best, none of that shit. These are just 5 that I really enjoyed. I'm going to read them to you now. Let's go. This first one is from Richard Jerome 11 from October 2021. Trash. What's with all the hype is the title of this one. Richard Jerome writes, sadly and stupidly watched every episode. Easily predictable on what happens on Who's Who. I wouldn't say it's necessarily true at the very start. I would say that it kind of gets there. The acting is woeful, with even worse dubbing. Well, yeah, okay. If I can remember who recommended this to me, I'd throw them in the stupid game myself for wasting 9 hours of my life on utter dross. It's not unique, it's not different, it's all been done before or similar, and there is zero suspense or surprise. If I can just save one single soul from watching this, I've done my job. That's very impassioned of you, Richard Jerome. I did state at the start of this video, yes, it's not unique. It's different. The games are based on childhood games so that people could relate to them and second guess them. That's quite clever. But yeah, it's not new in any way. The whole, it's a game, you have to survive it, you have to do X to get out of it. It's not new. The zero suspense thing, okay, I wasn't sitting there gritting my teeth. There were certain ones. I think red light, green light's probably the best one because, you can slip in the shit. Marble, for me, is boring as fuck, and Sin, that whole episode was bollocks. The surprise of the twist at the end isn't necessarily a revelation. I understand that, but what I did like about this, Richard, is you put on here, I've watched every episode. So it took you 9 hours to figure out you didn't like it. Most people, I give it like an episode or 2 on any main series I watch. And if I don't like it, if it's not gripping me within 2 or 3 episodes, there's no point. But you watched all 9, mate. That's a bit silly.
What are you, just a big, dumb, stupid, doofy
Number 2 is from Bassmayer2212, again from October of 2021. The title reads, Inducing Violence Among Kids. Now I like this one for a very special reason, and it's not the reason you think. It's a simple two-sentence one. Inducing violence among kids, therefore I vote it in the gutter, because it's now influencing our young kids at school and they're hurting each other in the yard while copying it. The reason, Bassmayer2212, the reason I liked this is because it says here, hurting each other in the yard while copying it. So you've let your children watch this TV show. In the first episode, they play red light, green light. Yes, we've all played it as children. Don't play it now, I'm 30. As children, we've all played this game. But in this one, when they move slightly, a gun shoots them and they die. Like 150 people die in it. In every episode, the marble episode, if they lose the game of marbles, they get shot in the head. Why are you letting your children watch Squid Game? They have to step on tapered glass, and if they don't, they fall to their death and you see them crushed to the ground. One guy tries to fuck a waiter, and he doesn't. He grabs him by the bollocks and nearly kills him. Why are you letting your children watch Squid Game? There's notices all over it, and yet all you're complaining about is they're going to copy it. I really hope that your children aren't playing red light, green light, and one of their mates is on a higher step somewhere shooting one of them in the face. That would be great. Please don't let them play red light, green light the way they play in Squid Game. I wouldn't think I'd have to say that, but you're probably the reason why they write please do not drink on Bleach, aren't you? The third one comes from someone called In Chaos We Trust 7. Sounds cool, also sounds like a MySpace name from 2001, so great. The title reads, A Real Stinker. In Chaos We Trust 7 writes, boring, predictable, a bad copy of Hunger Games. I did say that, and I printed these off a couple of days ago, so I've forgotten these. A bad copy of Hunger Games, also a stinker, and Saw. Kinda like the first one, I think. I'll come back to how wrong he is about that in a minute. Or she. Or whatever. The acting is appalling, especially Ji Hun, or whatever his name is, or only quality is to overcome his own stupidity. When one already thinks that's impossible, I would never tire of hammering his face. The main actor isn't the problem in this, anyway. It's easily in the top 5 of the worst series I've ever seen. Lost 9 hours of my life to this rubbish, just to understand why people like it. Even failed at that, I prefer to sit in a park and watch the grass grow. Much more satisfying and entertaining. Now I do remember why I printed this one off, because just like Richard Jerome in the first one, this person here has put boring, predictable, the acting's appalling, and it's one of the worst series I've ever watched. But you've watched all 9 again. This is what you've watched it because everyone's going on about it. I watched Squid Game because it looked interesting, right? I didn't love it, but it kept me compelled enough for me to watch it all the whole way, just to see what happens. The ending I thought was pig shit, and if you've watched the series, you'll know what I mean. This person here has said it's one of the worst things they've ever watched. I've seen some series in my life. Me and my wife do not watch the same things a lot of the time. She liked Bridgerton. I watched maybe an episode. It wasn't for me. I just didn't watch any more of it. Just because Netflix and Facebook are telling you this is amazing, don't watch all 9 so you're part of the conversation. That's really annoying. And the fact that they think Ji Hun, or whatever his name is, that's what they've actually written there, he wasn't part of the problem. Everyone keeps mentioning the dubbing in this. The dubbing is for our benefit because you can watch it with subtitles. I didn't watch it with subtitles. Apparently it's a million times better with them because you get the actual actors, pronunciations and their acting and their grief and their screaming and everything. The American actors probably don't put it into the same context. They're doing it as they read the actors' expressions. That's fine. So they've given you other options and ways of doing it. He's also put in here it's the first Saw. Well, the first Saw was based pretty much entirely in a bathroom, and Carrie always had to cut his own ankle off. No. That Saw 1 was an entirely different, gripping story about a serial killer, but that just gets 1,000 times. Don't get me started on Saw. It got worse when you found out why he does it. It's ridiculous. The first Saw was different. It was something new, and it was intense because it was set in one room a lot of the time, and it had it had the prince from The Princess Bride in it, which is always fun. Anyway, that was a bit of a rant. We're on to number 4 now, and this is written by June B-2089827 in September 2021, and the title reads Nonsense Series. It reads, it's nothing but something that kids who love playing gore-type violent video games. No interesting story, just boring, predictable scenes, bad acting, the cinematography is a joke. Watch it and you'll easily forget it in a few seconds after. Well, apart from your grammar there, it's very short. The love playing gore-type video games thing, I don't think that has anything to do with it. A lot of TV shows or movies or video games, things like John Wick. If you want violence, yeah, but if you also like compelling story, if you like action, if you like Keanu Reeves, for example, this is an entirely Korean cast. This is a Korean TV show. We will not know anyone in here, so it's not just for people. You can watch it if you like games, if it brings you back to childhood things. I don't know. The fact that it's only for gore type people, that's very confusing. I'm not into gore. No interesting story. I'd say the story does break a little bit halfway through. I can't disagree with them. It's a bit weird. Just boring, predictable scenes. Again, there's a few of them like that, but it's not. I don't think it's ever painted itself out as a revolution or revelation or whatever. Bad cinematography I wouldn't put. It's got some really nice looking scenes in it. I think that it looks nice. The colours are very vibrant. I don't think this person knows what cinematography means. I think they've just learned how to spell it and put it on IMDB, I think. It's not, as I've said numerous times, it's nothing new, but it's certainly not boring. And you'll forget it. I don't think that's happening either. We're going on to our last one now. I've gone very ranty, I do apologise. This last one is written by, bear with me, perhaps I'm going to put it here because it's very confusing. Someone's just typed in something to praise the IMDb gods, because they are gods. They have put on here, overrated AF. Down with the kids. Again, another short one, but this is our last one, so I'll let you get on with your day. IDK, I don't know why there is so much hype about this series. There's only thrill in one episode where they have to cross bridge made of glass. That's it. No any thrill. Slept 3 times between episodes 1 and 4, restarted again, and then finished after 4th attempts. Again, I will reiterate this from the last fucking thing I just said. I understand there's a lot of hype, and you don't understand why there's a lot of hype, and me neither. But they've put only thrill in one episode where they made it across the bridge made of glass. I think that's the penultimate episode in the entire series, and then it all finishes the one after that. So you said you slept between episodes 3 times between episodes 1 and 4, so you slept in between them, probably missed half of each one or whatever. You restarted it after the 4th time. This is why I printed this thing off. After the 4th time, so you watched Squid Game 4 times. Yes, it's sporadic and you've watched it in chunks because you fell asleep 3 times. But if you've tried it 4 times and you fell asleep 3, you've probably watched them pretty much all of each episode and then went back again to watch them all through. If you tried 3 times and you slept 3 times, how long for? So you watched episode 1, you watched episode 4, a little bit of the ones in between while you were falling in and out of sleep, but you still watched a vast majority of it. I think it's like 9 episodes, the whole thing. So you tried 4 times to watch a TV show you didn't like. This is why Netflix wins, people. Stop it! The manual way worked this time, I think. I do enjoy doing these. It was really good fun looking through, because I love going on IMDB when something 8.2, 8.1 out of 10 Squid Game is at the moment. It's a hugely rated show, right? So to see there, and I just looked at my PC one day and I just clicked on 1 star, let's have a look, and the joy you can get from doing that, because people who do these things, they get on the thing I call the bandwagon. Everyone calls it the bandwagon, but they get on this bandwagon because that's what everyone's talking about, and they want to be a part of the conversation just to say they've watched it. And then they'll tell people, and then people like me come online and go, you're an idiot because you got involved in it. There's a million TV shows out there. This is a Korean thing that they've brought over and everyone seems to love it. The people that don't love it don't understand why they don't love it. I was not a huge lover of it. I appreciate it. I don't think it's new. Some points in there I agree with, but people who've watched it 4 times and still say it's shit and they've wasted 9 hours of their lives are stupid. You don't need to do that to have the conversation. Just say you slept through it all, that's how bad it was. That's how easy it is. Just do that. Why am I talking so high? Guys, if you have seen Squid Game, please let me know, because of course you fucking have. Please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love a bloody chat about it. And please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. We are still trying to catch Chris Stuckman. My numbers are going up, but not nearly as much as they should be to catch my American nemesis. We will find him, we will reach him, and I will finally speak to the man that made me start this whole thing in the process. So guys, please don't forget to do all those things, and until next time, I know I've been away for a while, but hopefully I'll get into an actual fucking schedule this time. Life's crazy, isn't it? So guys, until next time, this is your friendly neighbourhood ginger guy saying, ginge out.